On this week of I Play With Knives, he reviews the Ultratech Sith Lord clone from DHgate.
This week's subscriber shoutout goes to Darth Vader, and it all started when he called me a youngling, and then I used quotes from Yoda, and it ended with him saying he wasn't Anakin. So great job, I enjoyed the banter. And if you are subscriber Vader, thanks. And if you would like a subscriber shout out, go ahead and leave a good comment, subscribe, and then maybe I'll reply. Alright, up next, go ahead and bring up your DHgate app. And this one was difficult to find. I searched new MT or new MIC knife, and there was only a couple of them in there. Like, they were about 33 bucks. So I picked up this one, ended up being 38 bucks with shipping. And if you want the real one off of Blade HQ, it's gonna run you about 360 bucks if you can find it.
3 weeks of Chinese shipping later.
Alright, to start this off, let's get into the Vault of Clones. And the knife I'm going to use to open up this one is, can you guess it, my other Star Wars knife, the Bounty Hunter clone. And I've really enjoyed using this knife up until the point where I used it for prying something and it broke. And these are the downsides of having these clones. They're just kind of throwaway knives. So let's see how this package, opens up from China. So this is all the garbage that comes with it. Didn't come with a box, just came with the tool to take out the screws and this cheap nylon carrying case. So let's see. Oh, all right, this is awesome. Alright, so one thing about this knife is that it is not the Sith Lord. It's actually the Jedi Knight with a red blade and red screws and a red X button on there. So it's not even the right knife. It doesn't have any of the symbols on the back, and as you see from this knife, it's cool, but it's not correct. I mean, it's the Jedi knife with a red blade. And I do like all the details, all the texture on the scales, which is, what's on the Jedi Knight Microtech Ultratech. Let's go ahead and test firing of this knife a few times to make sure it doesn't break in the first 5 minutes. And it seemed to perform well. And you can see here, it is the same size as the Bounty Hunter clones. So they're both the same size as a real Ultratech. Let's go ahead and start our standard tests, starting with the weight test. And just as always, I have the specs for the real one on the side here. So from the real specs, it comes in at 3.30 ounces. And let's see what this one comes in at. If I can get this thing actually working right. One more time. There we go. And this one weighs in at 3.56. So a little bit heavier, but it's pretty close. Alright, I'll give that 2 thumbs up. Up next is the measure test. And the real one comes in with an overall length of 8.375 inches with a blade length of 3.375. I would say this is accurate. Alright, up next is the sharpness test, where I take this piece of paper and we slice the edge of it, see if we can get any clean cuts out of this thing. And if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel and you like knife videos and different things around Arizona, go ahead and subscribe. It doesn't cost you a thing and it helps out our channel. I appreciate it. Alright, let's see how this does. I'm not too sure. Alright. Man, this thing is not that sharp. And unfortunately with these, look at that thing. It doesn't cut well. So this thing is kind of dull. I can get some cuts. They're not clean, but it really drags through the blade. And this can all be resolved with a little bit of honing on a sharpener, but as you go through this, look at it. It's just hanging up, at least on that side. This thing's a paper terror. Let's try the other side here. Nope. This thing is not sharp. Let's go ahead and check the tip. That's pretty sharp. That does some good little cuts there. Okay, so this thing is not sharp, and you're gonna have to sharpen this thing to make it be useful. All right, up next is my favorite test, the tip test, where we take this blade and we shove it into this 2x6 about 6 times and see what happens. And just as always, safety first. Alright, that should be enough. Let's see how the tip performs. And didn't even really scratch the paint. There's a couple scratches on it, but I think that it did really well. Let's see if this thing is still straight. Let's see if I bent it. I would say that's straight. I would say this knife survived the tip test. So overall, this knife has some good things going for it and some bad things. The good thing is the fun factor is off the chart on this knife. I mean, if you want a cool, fun knife that draws attention, this would be it. It functions well. It looks good. The downside to this knife is it's really not a real authentic knife. It's just the Jedi Knight with red blade and red accents. And this thing is dull and you'll have to sharpen it. But, you know, just like the bounty hunter, it's fun. You can use it and not think twice about it, but don't take it too seriously. And I'll close this up by saying thanks for watching my videos. If you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And I'll end this out with first impressions from my daughter. Keep them sharp and take it easy.
That's really cool. That's super cool.
What kind of knife is it?
Star Wars?
Yeah, which one though?
I don't know.
Is it the
I'm
good
gonna say
guy?
Kylo Ren, but that's not right.
Maybe Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a good knife or a bad knife? Who carries it?
A bad guy?
Ooh, in Star Wars?
Yeah.
Cool. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think?
I honestly really like this one, like an 8. 8 or 9.
8 or 9.
Yeah, it's really
awesome. Thanks, Avery.
Cool. Yeah.